On today's episode of Adapting the Outdoors, we follow me on my quest to tag my very first ever white-tailed deer here in Illinois. Stay tuned, guys. This should be a great show. Alright, so let me set this up for you. Up until last year, I had never had the chance to go deer hunting, or really hunting in general. So I made up my mind and I decided that I was going to do it. Well, last year, due to some severe health issues, unfortunately I was sidelined. So this year is my year at redemption. And nothing was going to stop me from getting out into the woods. So I posted on Facebook about trying to find someone that was willing to help me deer hunt. And I had someone lined up last year, but unfortunately due to some unforeseen issues, he's not able to help me this year, but we still have remained really good friends. So I posted on Facebook needing someone to help me, and a gentleman by the name of Brent DeWolf commented, and after some talking, he agreed to help me out. You know, I explained to him about my disability and about the different things that I would need, and would need from him specifically. And yeah, after a while, we got to talking, and he agreed to help me out. And one of the things that I had told him that I needed help with was that I needed a crossbow rest. Well, I purchased one, and unfortunately it didn't quite work for what I needed. And lo and behold, Brent is actually a welder slash fabricator, jack of all trades, cement mixer, driver. I mean, he does all these different things, but one of the things that he does is he's a welder and fabricator. So he actually took the crossbow rest that I had purchased and he modified it, and as I'm talking here, you'll see that I have video of the crossbow rest that he made. And another cool thing is that he made a trailer that goes on to the back of my electric wheelchair. So I am forever in his debt and grateful to him. He has been a huge help for me this past weekend, and just in general. So getting into things, we decided to wait until Saturday afternoon, and we literally sat in the blind for 5 hours and didn't see a thing until after legal shooting light. We actually caught some of the deer on video, and I'll roll it right about here. So as you can see, there were deer in the area. They just didn't come out until after legal shooting hours. So we decided that, and I think we had actually decided this before all of this happened, that we were going to go out the next morning and we'll pick it up right about there. Welcome to Adapting the Outdoors. It is 5:30 on Sunday morning. It's day 2 of the first sit of deer season. Yesterday we went out for about 5 hours. Didn't see much until after legal shooting light. But this year, or this morning, that's going to change. I got good hopes. So stay tuned. Brent, got anything to say? Alright guys, stay tuned. So for the morning hunt, we were set up on the edge of a cornfield that a few days prior had been harvested by the landowner. And we were set up on the edge of this point where the cornfield meets the timber. And we got in the blind between 5 and 6, and the sun hadn't quite come up yet. And to sit there in the blind, it was the coolest thing ever. It was so calm and so quiet. I don't care that we didn't see anything for the morning hunt. I had the greatest time ever. So after the morning hunt was over with, we decided for the evening hunt, afternoon evening hunt, that we would set up in the hayfield, which was on the opposite side of the property. So after we got packed up from our morning hunt, we went over to the hayfield, and we spent about an hour setting up the blind, getting it brushed in, making sure everything was in place for the evening hunt. And then after that, we went to grab some lunch, and then got to do the coolest thing, which we will show right now. To start off with, and I didn't get any video of this, but I got to shoot a Remington 597 22 caliber long rifle. And then I got to shoot a 223, which you can see right here. Then I got to shoot, now these aren't in any specific order, I got to shoot a Mosin Nagant, which is a 7.62 by 54R. That's it? That's awesome. This specific rifle that I got to shoot was totally customized by Brent with the Archangel stock and I believe he said a Timney trigger, as well as a completely customized muzzle brake that he made himself. And then finally I got to shoot a 50 caliber muzzle loader.
Good to go.
And out of all three of those guns, the 223, the muzzle loader, and the Mosin Nagant, the muzzle loader was probably the one that made me the most nervous, because I have seen videos of it before, and it was totally not what I expected. it really, truly turned out to be the coolest thing I've ever done. So after we got doing all of that, we departed from our guest, our friend, who is actually the landowner, and we went back to, like I said, we were set up on the hay field that was across the property, probably on the exact opposite side of where we had started in the morning. And we sat, like I said, for another 3 or 4 hours. And while we didn't see a thing, I have to say it was probably one of the coolest experiences that I've ever had. If you ever get the chance to sit in the country, not necessarily even in a hunting situation, but just in the country, in the dark, whether it's, later in the evening or bright and early in the morning before the sun comes up, but to sit there and listen to the sounds of the birds chirping, the frogs, squirrels going crazy, just all of the sounds. It is the coolest thing I think I've ever experienced. The only time that I've ever experienced anything even remotely close to that was also in a hunting situation last year when I was setting up for the duck hunt that I filmed with my buddy Michael Rasmussen from Capital Outdoors. And we're sitting there in the dark, and just the sounds that you hear are just, honestly, I can't even describe it. It's one of the coolest things I have ever gotten to experience in my life. So, while it was not really an eventful hunt as far as deer are concerned, I definitely would consider this a success. And I can't wait to go back out in a week or two, or whenever we get the opportunity. So I want to thank Brent for helping me out. Tony, the landowner, I especially want to thank for allowing us to come out to the property, to allow us to hunt, as well as allowing us to come out and shoot guns. That was probably one of the coolest things I've also gotten to do. So I want to thank him and just anyone else that was involved in this in some way or another. You all know who you are. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I cannot wait to see what this year has in store for us. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and comment, and if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.